Okay, and say I try but don't quite understand. I can understand why most people couldn't understand. It's because the way it is being written. It is in the Lao Tzu era where a lot of sentences they were being shortened to just bring out the essence of the entire sentence. That's why when it been passed down to our current generation, we couldn't really fathom what they are trying to tell us. So that's why this workshop is all about is to simplify the text and especially bring out the meaning what Lao Tzu is trying to impart to us, yeah, in the current generation. So to understand Tao Te Ching, um, from my experience, is that when we look at world event, it can be you can be looking at things that is so big, on the international scale, or even downsize to, for example, family matters. You find that a lot of things, Tao Te Ching principles can come in. You find that the universal law playful out in certain event, whether it's on international stage or in family kind of background, it still applicable. So therefore, once we've gone through all the 81 chapters of Tao Te Ching, even don't have to wait until we finish everything. As long as we run through certain chapters, understand those chapters, look at the world around you, you see the principles playing full out. That's how we can really, really comprehend Tao Te Ching. 3 more minutes to go. Anyone has any questions you want to raise about Tao Te Ching or perhaps those things that we talk about in workshop 1? Mary say, I think translation cannot bring out true meaning of Chinese character strokes. I agree. I fully agree. Good afternoon, Pepe. Earlier on, before I started out on this Tao Te Ching journey, I thought I could um, create a workshop just about 6 or 7 workshop to cover everything in Tao Te Ching. That means cover the entire 81 chapters. I was too ambitious. Yeah, today I realized I was too ambitious to say that I try to cover uh, the entire Tao Te Ching in 6 to 7 workshops. I found that I couldn't. I may need more than 6 to 7 workshops to complete. Carl said Tao Te Ching is a profound wisdom, so not easy. Profound, yes, agree, profound because it's written in such a way and because it's so short, it's just 81 chapters to talk about the entire universe or the entire Tao. And yet each chapter is just a few lines. And that few lines is supposed to tell us everything we ought to know about the universe. I think this is really profound. Okay, so therefore, yes, I agree. Carl, Tao Te Ching is a very profound wisdom. So Carl says to cover everything in few episodes. Haha, yeah. That's why now I need to be truthful to tell you all. I don't think I can cover everything in just 6 to 7 workshop. Of course, I could do that express course, but I don't think I should go down that path lah. I want to cover in depth so that everyone can learn, everyone can just share. Mary said, never mind. We are patient as long as someone is willing to teach. Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much. 1 more minute. We'll start on time at 2 p.m. Good afternoon, Alan. So the US has just finished off their US presidential election, and we have a new winner, which is not the incumbent. So the world is expected to flip again. At least this is what we're expecting. Did you all bet on Donald Trump also? Wow, Carl won some small money on that result. Okay. Pepe was asking, do you do a prediction on who will win? We had a few small group discussion about who will win and things like that. From the start, my bet is always on Donald Trump. Yeah. Um, let's talk about this now. Why I said I bet on Donald Trump is because I play cheat a bit. I peek into their 紫微斗数 live chart. Okay. So if let's say we take out Donald Trump. Okay, we take out Donald Trump. But Donald Trump is not in the equation. And this Kamala is been put in last minute to run for president. Without Donald Trump, I'm sure Kamala will win. I'm sure. Because in the Ziwei chart, she has the authority this year. All right. But too bad Donald Trump came into the picture. Okay. And because these two energy, they will fight against each other. All right. So who will win? Donald Trump will win based on their Ziwei life chart. Right. So from the very start, within the various small groups that we discussed about the result, my bet was always on Donald Trump. Okay, Andy, thanks. Yeah, in. Good afternoon. Okay, let's get started. Now it's 2:03. Let's get started. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to this Dao De Jing Workshop 2. This is the continuation from Workshop 1. So it's building on what you have already learned in Workshop 1. So it's not a standalone. It can be used as a standalone because those things that I'm going to teach in Workshop 2, you can still use it without knowing the background of Dao De Jing Workshop 1. But if you have learned Dao De Jing Workshop 1 and you continue learning in today's workshop, then you find that your understanding would be much better and clearer as we goes on. Right? Good afternoon, Andrew. Just in time. Okay, so before we get started, a few just 3 admin points to share with you all. Number one, all of you will be muted, except me for obvious reason. Number two, the entire session will be recorded so that at the end, once this is completed, it will be sent for processing. And once done, it will be uploaded to the training portal. Now, one thing to note here is that 2025 next year, I will be migrating the training portal again. Why I say again is because I have migrated once before, I think a few years back. But over time, that training portal now that we are using is getting a little bit unstable. I received feedback that many of you can't log in and things like that. So it's a little bit unstable, beyond my control. So therefore, I think the best way is to migrate again to something more stable and manageable, which I've been running parallel all these years. So it is the Heartbeat platform. Some of you have already joined the Heartbeat platform already. So I'll be migrating to that platform. Okay. But we will be doing a parallel migration. So that means you can log in both sides. Okay. So this point number 2 will be recorded. Number 3, the chat box is on the right side. So if you have any comments, questions, whatsoever, type in the chat box on the right side. Don't go anywhere else to type in your comments because I will just focus on this chat box on the right side. Everything goes there. Good afternoon, Fiona. Okay, so I will skip this part here. I think I'm not new to you all. You are not new to me, so you should know my background. So I think I'll skip that to save time. Now, every time I start class or a workshop like this, I always have 2 house rules that I want to share with you, and I hope you abide with these 2 house rules. Number 1 is don't believe a thing I say. Now, why would I want to say that? It's because whatever I'm going to share with you in this workshop, my understanding and my experiences with Dao De Jing, they are not yet your experiences. So you're free to either believe me or don't believe me. It's up to you. You're free to do that, right? But just listen to me with an open mind and see for yourself how these universal principles applies in daily life. If it works for you, if it's helpful to you, feel free to use it and then share it out. Right? So this is rule number 1. Don't believe a thing I say first. And number 2, learn with a growth mindset. You may have or may not have learned Dao De Jing before. But whether you have learned or not learned before, never mind. Why? Because you will notice that over time you find that in our daily life we are already doing all these principles that I'm sharing in these Tao Te Ching workshops. Right? So yeah, just learn with a growth mindset. Yeah. So disclaimer, although all of you will be looking at the same me, having the same slides, seeing the same slides, and hearing from me the same thing, by the end of the entire workshop, the level of success will differ from person to person. I think basically it's very fundamental is because your level of understanding is different, right? And your circle competence in certain subject matter will be different. For example, some people are more apt in financial issues, some are more apt in political issue, some are more apt in other, day-to-day kind of issues. So different people has different competency in different subject matter. So, when you learn Tao Te Ching and try to apply Tao Te Ching, the level of success could be different. And also the time you devote to understanding Tao Te Ching and seeing in real life how it works out. So really, really, if you really want to excel, that means be good in Tao Te Ching and understand what it really means to you and how to apply is just live your life, what do you call that? Live the Tao Te Ching way. Live the Tao Te Ching way. So I think that's the thing. Okay, so this workshop 2, I break it down into 5 modules. Module number 1 is we're going through a very quick recap of workshop 1. I think it's few months, many months before that we have attended, workshop 1. I think most of you could have already forgotten what we cover. So I will quickly do a quick recap, capturing all the key points that we will still rely on as we move on to workshop 2. After that, then we move on to module 2. Module 2 is about the way to long-term peace and stability. Now, this is important not only to leaders of, for example, a nation, a country, even to organization leaders, this applies to, and even for family level, family unit. I mean, the parents, this is a good thing to learn also, to understand. And then we move on to module 3, the hidden source, unveiling Tao's true origin. We really want to go behind the scene, BTS, go behind the scene, and then see what Tao really is, in what form, shape, and size is Tao in. Okay. And then module 4 is nature or Tao bias. Does Tao favor one group of person to another, or are they, I know is Tao impartial? We'll discuss about that in module 4. Module 5 is the immortal void. Immortal void basically means what Tao really is and what's the characteristics of Tao. How can we recognize that this is Tao? Tao is at work now. Okay, so we will talk about that in module 5. Good afternoon, Ichie, just in time. Okay, so if you are ready to get started, tap yes in the chat box. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Jiaxuan. Thank you, Anne. Okay, let's move on. Quick.